Hello everyone and welcome back to EBLINE, where we're back with another video for you guys. Have you ever found yourself doing the most random of things without even noticing? Like biting your nails or rolling your hair? Do you feel like you zone out or start chewing your pen even when you're trying to focus on something important? If you've answered yes to any of the questions mentioned, then you're probably one of the millions of people who do things subconsciously. In today's video, we're going to talk about similar things that we unknowingly do when we're alone and how they might affect us. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any future updates. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. What does doing something subconsciously even mean? It means doing something without really being aware of it until someone might point it out. We are surrounded by a lot of people who do things unconsciously, which are not required and may even be affecting our health, and you might be one of them. Here's a list of things we unconsciously do when we're alone. 1. Skipping breakfast. A healthy breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It is the most neglected one, too. We often end up skipping breakfast, and most of the time we just do it subconsciously. When we actually do realize it, though, we try to reason it by making excuses such as, "I wasn't hungry anyway," or "I didn't even have time for breakfast in the morning." If it is done once or twice, then it may be taken as genuine forgetfulness, but if you start skipping your breakfast every day, then it might be a problem you want to look into and try to work on. 2. Getting distracted with technology. When was the last time you took a break from your laptop screen? Do you tend to scroll through social media for hours on end without even noticing and then beat yourself up for wasting so much time? Well, that might be because you're doing it subconsciously. The usage of electronic devices has become a very consistent habit of almost everybody in the present day. Whether it's used for watching cat videos or binge watching a show, we spend hours looking at the screen without even realizing it. And needless to say, the excessive use of everything is bad. 3. Sitting for long periods of time. Have you ever found yourself sitting doing absolutely nothing, and your brain suddenly goes like, "What am I even doing right now?" Sitting for long periods of time is another thing that we tend to do unconsciously. This habit results in anxious behaviors, and a person ends up being very unproductive without having completed our tasks for the day. 4. Biting your nails. Another thing that we do without realizing is biting our nails. Do you have the habit of doing it till you can no longer differentiate between your nails and your fingertips? Nail biting, although unhygienic, is a very common habit. Almost everyone does it, and most of the time unconsciously. It's usually a sign of nervousness and tension, but once you get the habit of doing it, then you don't need any other excuse. Peeling your skin and chewing your fingertips might be some other examples of things you do unconsciously. You might even do it to a point that your fingers start bleeding. You might want to work on that. 5. Blankly staring at the ceiling or the walls. This is one of the most common things we do subconsciously when we are alone. You may have found yourself dazed out, looking at nothing in particular when you're tired and exhausted. When we do that, it mostly means that we have a vacant state of mind. It might also be because of way too many thoughts clouding your head that you are not even able to form one coherent thought. It might be because of stress, anxiety, or nervousness. 6. Trying to remember something. Sometimes you may try so hard to remember a name or recall a memory that happened some time ago, but effectively fail at doing so. It feels like the thought just escaped your mind the very minute you tried to remember it. You will think so hard to remember the words or the incident, but to no avail. And then, only when you are no longer thinking about the particular memory, does it come back to you, without any extra effort. And you go, well, it's a little too late for that. 7. Remembering ingredients while cooking. There might be some meals that you cook from time to time and have gotten the muscle memory for using the correct ingredients in their correct amounts. And when the food is ready, you just know that it is, and you unconsciously remove it from the stove without burning it. You don't even need to time yourself, and your delicious meal is ready. 8. Cracking your knuckles. Oftentimes, you might find yourself cracking your knuckles and getting a crack in all 10 of them, popping your joints to make some noise. Mostly, you don't even realize what you're doing until you've already done it. But then you keep doing it anyway because it's fun and enjoyable. But just so you know, there's nothing to worry about. You're not the only one who's doing it without knowing. Be careful with your knuckles, though. 9. Watching videos on social media. Another unconscious habit that you might have without knowing is watching videos on social media for hours on end. You might be watching commercials, TV shows, watching a movie, or just scrolling through random stuff to pass your time. These random videos may include stuff from BuzzFeed, YouTube, and other sites with endless streams of videos. The more engaging and entertaining you find the content, the more time you will spend scrolling, and before you know it, you'll already have spent valuable time that you planned on using for doing other valuable things. 10. Talking to yourself. How often have you found yourself having conversations out loud with your own self when nobody is around? Quite often, right? Sometimes we think out loud or whisper our thoughts without knowing, and when nobody is around. It's like two people having a proper conversation. Suddenly, we become aware of what we did and get embarrassed, hoping there was nobody around to see us do it. But there is no need to be embarrassed for doing it. According to psychologists, talking out loud helps you validate important and difficult decisions. It enables you to clarify your thoughts and help you make a reasonable decision. That was all for today's video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And in the comments section down below, let us know if you have a habit of doing any of the things mentioned above. We will see you in our next video. Until then, take care.